Okay, today's video is going to be my 17-week update for my rotator cuff surgery recovery. Hey everyone, this is Lisa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Lisa Monique, where we cover all things lifestyle and beauty for the over 50 woman. So this is part of my rotator cuff repair video series. I haven't done one, gosh, in a hot minute. It's not that I haven't filmed them, it's just I didn't feel like I had anything new to say. So my recovery has been going really, really good and really fast. So at my 12-week appointment, I had a lot of range of motion. Not quite full range of motion, but really good and according to my physical therapist and my doctor, an exceptionally fast recovery. Now, I did do a little bit of pushing without pushing to get some of my range of motion back around after the 7-week point. So I do want to preface this by saying initially that first month I really didn't do anything. I really took it easy because if you're lucky like me and didn't have a lot of pain that you couldn't control with Motrin or something like that, or mine was more aches than pain, I would say, it's easy to think it's okay to push yourself, and I think you really have to pay attention to that. Everything that I've done, even when I was working in the gardens, I always checked with my physical therapist. I was going to physical therapy twice a week. I always checked with him on the motions that I was doing and whether or not he thought it was okay. And if he said I wouldn't, I didn't. So I do want to preface with that because I don't want people to push themselves too soon because it's too easy to re-tear and to slow your progress. And the last thing you want to do is to have to start it all over again. So again, where I'm at 17 weeks might be somebody else's 20-week point. So I do want to preface that. My physical therapist did say, don't tell people how fast you're recovering, because he didn't want people to push themselves or expect to be at the same place that I am right now. But I am ahead of schedule. At the 12-week appointment, I could put my arm all the way back like this. That was something I worked on from 7-week to 12-week. At 7-week, I could only put it, I could barely get it behind me at all. And then I would just use my hand behind, and I would almost lean forward and then just till I felt a slight stretch, 10 seconds, release, and I would just slowly lift my hand like this over a course of 5 weeks until I could reach back here. It is not the same as my other arm. I don't know if you can see this, but my other arm is a full arm length ahead. I can't quite get it up here yet. I'm right here. But I can fasten my bra. That was my whole thing, was I wanted to be able to fasten my bra behind. And so at the 12-week point, I could do that. And so my doctors were all amazed when I went back in that I could put my arm behind. So the other thing I worked on was, this type motion. Again, I don't know if you can see, I'm not quite as low. I can get it as low, but it doesn't stay. So I don't have that strength really to hold things back like I do with my other arm. And that's the one thing I noticed between the 12-week and 17-week. I don't feel like I got a whole lot of additional flexibility or range of motion here. I could pull it straight up to my ear, I could pull it out. But where I noticed, and I've noticed recently, and this is what we're working on for the next week or two, next couple of weeks, where I really noticed my weakness was if I was laying in bed and I reached my hand to the nightstand and tried to lift a book or something like that. I just didn't have that strength to do that type of lifting. And so we're really working on my diagonal strength, my external rotation strength, and then this way too. And I mean, still, I always go with my other hand, like, okay, how far can I go here? But one of the exercises that we did, one of the stretching exercises that I love to do on my own now, was I would put my shoulder against the wall and put my palm against the wall, and I would just do this, flip my palm and then come back around. And what I found was this area here, I had to pull my shoulder, I kind of twist my body away, whereas with this hand, I could do it without, any sort of moving. So this area still needs some stretching. So sometimes I'll just hold onto the wall and just do a nice stretch. It just feels good. It feels just like you're just stretching, just a regular stretch. I don't push it. I just get that nice little stretch. And so I'm working on that stretch there. For home physical therapy, at my 16-week point, maybe my 15-week point, my physical therapist dropped me down to once a week, which I don't love. I guess I could say, oh, I still want to go twice a week, but he even said he thinks next week is going to be my last appointment. I do have a doctor's appointment in 2 weeks on the 20th, which will really be only, 19 weeks post-surgery. And my doctor at the last appointment felt that would be our last meeting and that he would clear me full to do whatever. I could do sports, play pickleball, whatever. And my physical therapist said he also feels that my doctor will release me then, but of course I can still come in for more strength training, because the purpose of physical therapy is to get the full range of motion and get me back to where I can function normally. So I have that full range of motion, and I'm functioning. I'm functional. I don't have the same strength though. And so I'm telling him, like, well, I want to play pickleball and I need to be able to do the backhand. And so, we're working on, building up the muscles here, to help me get that strength. Because the other thing, even though, when I asked if I could shovel, this was 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was like, no, you can't do this. Oh, I guess it was at my 12 week, because I'd asked my doctor, not my physical therapist. I was like, can I dig? And he was like, no, you can't do this. But I could, step, and I could do this. And so that's how I've been digging and all that garden work. When you hear me doing garden work, I'm keeping my arm close to my side when I do all of that. But I really need to build up all these muscles, because even though this muscle here, whatever muscle lifts your arm and pulls it out to the side, the surrounding ones to do this motion, or even, carrying this way, are obviously weak. And you need all of the muscles to be strong to support your shoulder and all of the activity. So I still feel like I need to be strengthening gradually, carefully, to make sure that I don't re-injure myself, even when I'm cleared, probably in 2 weeks, to do anything I want. One of the external rotation exercises is just with the band, and we're just pulling outwards. And I'm definitely weak here, pull out, hold for 5, let release. I don't pull very far. I also can put this in a door, and I can, pull it down, or pull it this way, to do, stretches. I think pulling down is, would be like that type of motion. Also, I take a small dumbbell. This is 3 pound. And, I lay on my side and I do that lifting here. If I'm laying on my side and I have a towel wrapped under, I do this to try and build the strength. I can barely hold, like here, I can do this, no problem. Don't even think anything about it. I'm sorry, I'm somewhat near a busy road. and there's obviously something going on. But yeah, so this is super easy with my non-surgical arm. I mean, I'm almost shaking, you know. There's still a lot of strength that needs to be built up. I can barely, I mean, I feel like, yeah, I still need work there. So I'm just doing a little bit, like even when I watch TV, you know, to try and build up those muscles, comparing it to my other one. Again, I'm still not pushing myself too much because I don't want to re-injure everything, but I don't want to baby it too much also. So I'm kind of in that in-between stage right now. But again, feeling really good. 17 weeks, probably most people's 20, 21 week point. So if you're where I'm at, if you're at 4 months and you're not where I'm at now, just know that I am progressing at least a month ahead of schedule. And I hope this kind of gives you an idea of what to expect though in the future, and what, you know, areas that, you know, you're still going to need to work on carefully. I'm so worried, even now, still worried about the re-tears, because this is kind of the period where people do too much and can re-injure themselves. So just take it slow. Make sure you check with your physical therapist and your doctor before you attempt anything that, you know, really activates the muscles, to make sure you're cleared for that type of motion and exercise. And as always, I appreciate you being here. I do have, again, 5 or 6 videos on my rotator cuff surgery, so you can check them out if you're getting ready for the surgery. I will actually add one more thing. I am super glad I had the surgery. I know so many people are scared of it, or they just think I can't be down for, you know, however many weeks. I need to be able to drive. Well, I was driving on after my second week, so not far. So maybe if it's just taking your kids to school or something like that. But I was quite comfortable driving with my right arm. I had been doing it for 6 months because my left arm hurt so bad. So I was already a one-handed driver. Very simple in the sling. I would just take off the neck strap, and it was still attached around my waist, and I was fine driving. My physical therapist told me it was okay as long as I felt comfortable and wasn't, you know, doing long distances or anything like that. You want to feel like you're in control. So the driving really wasn't the issue. And the thing about whether or not you can do things, yeah, that first month I really couldn't do a whole lot with my left arm. You know, I still had function in my hand, but not in my left arm. I couldn't really write, or, you know, typing, you know, was exhausting. But the pain was getting better. Whereas pre-surgery, I was like, oh, this pain is it's just getting worse. Like every month it's getting worse instead of every month it's getting better. So I'd rather be on the, you know, the downside of the curve, the getting better side, than the continuously suffering through all that pain, you know, pre-surgery. So it is inconvenient. It is painful for me, not as painful as it is for some, but I'm so glad I'm on the backside. Again, take it easy. I know people that do too much too soon and are concerned whether or not they've re-torn or re-injured their rotator cuff already, just a few weeks after their surgery. So go slow. Okay, now, as always, I appreciate you being here, and thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.